All right. Well, if you have another win, would love for you to unmute, put it in the chat, but we'll just jump right in here to questions. What issues are you guys running into or learning did we have this week or, things that we're sorting through? Would love for you to put it in the chat, unmute, fire away.
And Taylor, I saw you messing with your camera and mic earlier, so maybe you got it figured out now. If you also had a question, you're welcome to pop in. And of course, anybody else. It might have been an accident raising the hand earlier.
Yeah, sorry. I was on it with my phone and I guess it wasn't working. I have to allow permission. So I just logged on with my computer.
Nice.
But yeah, just a win for us. We are starting on digging in a couple weeks, but we decided to enter a home that we're building into the parade of homes for Salt Lake City for next year. So it should be really good advertising and a pretty sweet house for a building.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, so we're excited.
Heck yeah.
That is
Entering a
awesome.
competition with home builds. Gosh, that feels like high stakes.
Yeah.
Oh, great exposure. That's awesome. Jennifer, I see your hand up and a cute little baby.
Yeah, this is Luca. I can't put him down this morning. So we have 2 clients that basically, what point do you guys decide to do a lien? So one client who's also an attorney owes us like $2,900 for painting, and she found we painted her whole house triple white, and then she found a spot on the door that had some bleed through, and we've touched it up like 3 times. She wants us to come back again, but then has not given us access or a day and just keeps ignoring our calls and whatnot. But to finish the job, it's like $2,900 that she owes us. And then we had a property management client. So the property manager contracted us, and then the owner went through and they decided they were unhappy with said work. But conveniently, nothing has changed when they list the house, and I think they really just couldn't afford it because the flooring is the same, the paint is the same, the light fixtures is all the same. Everything is literally the same. They didn't like the eggshell. They wanted the wall semi-gloss. We explained we don't paint walls semi-gloss, right? All of a sudden, they don't like the flooring that they picked out. So at what point do you decide to lien properties? So the property management client, they owe us like $6,000.
Yeah. Jordan, I see you got your hand raised. Before you go real quick, I don't know if it matters too much, but Jennifer, what state are you guys in?
We're in North Carolina.
Okay, cool. All right, Jordan, go ahead, sir. What you got?
That's kind of what I was gonna get at, Bryce, is I know in Nebraska you have a maximum of 120 days from the last time you did services to file a lien, and that probably changes from state to state. The other thing is in our invoices, like we have written in on our invoices terms and conditions, which basically lay out, hey, when payment has not been received, at this point we'll assess a late fee. At this point, we turn it over to our attorney for a lien, and then after that, we file a small claims court. So it's laid out all up front. And it's on every invoice that we send out. So it's like I don't know. It's a preformed thing that's part of the invoice, but each state might be different. It might be 90 days, it might be 60 days, it might be a year. I don't know what North Carolina's is. But
I'm gonna have to check, but these are also before we started using the Redmond growth contracts and everything. And then like with property managers around here, they'll never sign that type of contract. They just want an invoice and then work. But yeah, these were before we did all the contracts. Now we make everybody sign the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody has always told me, like, just file a lien, just file a lien. Like, I don't know how to do that shit. So we found a lawyer that basically does it does it for us now. And so we just have it set up where we just send it to him and he does it, rather than me have to try it, figure out how to do it, because I've tried a couple times and I'm not that smart. So
Yeah, I
You're
looked it up real quick as well and saw it's still 120 days in North Carolina for the mechanics lien, but that's good advice there, Jordan. Nicole, were you going to say something? Sorry.
No, it's just there's certain things, Jordan, that like you just don't need to know. You know, you can totally have somebody else do. It's like when people are like scared to talk to their accountant because they don't know accounting. It's like you're not supposed to. You're the business owner. Like you need to know, you don't need to know QuickBooks. Hire somebody who does, you know? And so I love that advice of like, hey, don't let not knowing how to do it stop you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, find somebody, file the lien. And then love what you were saying, Jennifer, about, hey, now in our working agreement, we've got it, you know, where people are signing, hey, if payment is late or, you know, we'll be filing a lien on our property. Just setting expectations is huge. Luke, I see your hand up. I don't know if you have more on this.
Yeah, I had to step away for a second while you were talking, so I may have missed this. But in the past, we've had to do this a couple times, and just going to the threat of filing the lien has almost always resolved the issue. So we'll just say, we'll send out an email saying, hey, you know, this is our, you know, 4th time, whatever, trying to collect payment. If we do not receive it soon, we're going to file a lien. And almost every single time it's worked. So I don't know if you've tried that. And then, yeah, I don't know if you mentioned, but Minnesota requires the pre-lien notice to go out before the start of any work. And if you did not do that, you cannot file a mechanic's lien. So in all of our estimates, we have that pre-lien notice sent out at the same time. And we learned that the hard way. It has to go out before work starts. Otherwise, no lien is even possible here.
That's good
That's
to know.
But the threat, seriously, it's worked 95% of the time.
Yeah, we need to do something because I'm kind of tired of sitting on all this money. And I'm like, you're an attorney. Like, you're supposed to do better than the rest of the population, right? Oh.
We actually
No.
worked on an attorney. We had one doing this to us, and we threatened the lien, and right away they crumbled. And they're like, "Oh no, you're right. The work was sufficient. Yeah, no, I was just I was away. I couldn't see it myself."
Okay. Where's the money? Taylor, would love if you have advice on this or a question. What's up?
Yeah, just to go off of the same thing as Luke, our first like 3 liens we ever did, we did them wrong, but just the threat of it and doing the pre-lien late, like if they were to take us to court, we wouldn't have won, but they paid anyways. So I'm like, even if you can just send out the pre-lien and then, yeah, have the threat of, hey, we're going to send this out, they'll usually get pretty nervous and pay you anyways, or at least call you and try to negotiate on the price or whatever. And then that way, at least you're getting paid. So I would still threaten it right away. We even have subcontractors that we've worked with for years and years, and they'll still pre-lien us on jobs on day one. And yeah, just remove the lien after work. And we've always paid our subs. So like, I don't think for us it matters. And yeah, for clients to get paid, it's a good threat that they don't know about. So should be good.
Love it. All right. Great advice, guys. Any other questions or thoughts on this? Jordan, what's up?
So we're working on trying to do like sales training and stuff. And some of the things my guys have been coming back to me with, and one thing that we're struggling with is, and this might be a little bit niched for this group, so I apologize if it doesn't apply to you guys, but we do electrical services, and sometimes where you go in and you're trying to like provide an estimate that would be like, say, for a repair. So my garage outlets aren't working right. We're struggling at the point where you come in and diagnose an issue that could be one of 10 or 15 different issues and provide an estimate before you begin work, right? Because a lot of times by the time we diagnosed the issue, we've damn near fixed it. And then we're at a point where we're like, now we've worked without providing an estimate. So it's like, if anybody has experience with that on how to like resolve a troubleshooting call, but not walk out of there with like $200-300 every time. Because that's what's like ended up like basically what we have right now is we have like on a troubleshooting call, we have a diagnostic part that's $300. And it's like, if we can fix it within, you know, that troubleshooting area of $300, we usually allot 2 hours of time to fix it in that. And then if it's a larger problem, then we go back to the customer. But 9 times out of 10, it's fixed within that initial troubleshooting thing. And basically, we're fixing the problem before we really provide a estimate, if you would, or providing an option to redo your garage circuit or bring your garage up to code or whatever it might be. That's one thing that I've noticed that we're struggling on.
But you're charging them like a trip fee of, you said $300?
Typically, say we come in and the garage outlets aren't working, we would start with like a budget troubleshooting assessment fee, which would be $300, and that encompasses like basically 2 hours worth of troubleshooting. And if we can fix the issue within that time frame, then yeah. But a lot of times that's all it ends up being, and we're running around town all day for $300 calls, and it's like it just doesn't seem. It seems like there's a better way to do it.
Yeah. So
sorry.
You go ahead.
Is it like a trip GFI and you're just resetting it and then everything starts working, or are you actually changing out the outlets?
Well, it's
in this instance.
In like this instant, typically my rule of thumb is if we show up and there's a trip GFI, we replace the GFI. I mean, but a lot of times it could be an old fridge in the garage that has a shitty compressor, and that compressor is causing the GFI to trip. You know, at that point, it's not even the electrical system. The electrical system's operating the way it's supposed to. The problem is that you have an old fridge with an old compressor on it, and it's something like that. Or it could be something as simple as a tripped breaker and they hung a light fixture the wrong way and shorting out or something like that. I don't know. But we're getting a lot of these like troubleshooting calls that just end up being $300 troubleshooting calls. And I feel like there's a better way to maximize those jobs than just, hey, come fix the issue, and then it's fixed and we're out of there and done.
Yeah,
The reason why
100%.
I asked because we often deal with the same thing. Trip GFIs, all the lights aren't working outside. I always try and walk the client through, reset the GFI. If this happens again, now we have a problem that I can charge more for, that makes sense for me to dispatch out. That's why I asked if it was mostly GFIs you're dealing with.
Yeah, and I think what I would add in here too, Jordan, is a simple shift in your order of operations. Because when you're doing those troubleshooting calls, what you're doing is a diagnostic. So when you do the diagnostic before you do the work, even though you said you're pretty darn near being able to finish and do the job, there still needs to be that stop operation that says, right, we're going to review this with the customer. But actually, even more than that, if you guys have an inspection checklist already, then that should be part of the that should be the diagnostic. That's what you start with when you go out to do the troubleshooting call, is the whole system inspection, because that will unearth other issues that might be a thing, and that's how you're providing that better service as well. So that would be the change in the order of operations. If you don't have one, we can help get you set up with one super quick. But yeah, that should be the first step on every troubleshooting or diagnostic call. Even though you guys know what to do, we still don't want to get tunnel vision. Just look at the one thing while we're here. You know, the whole transition into that.
Yeah, there's also part of it, like, are you putting yourself in a position to sell something? And what I mean by that is, like, I absolutely agree with everything Bryce said. That's exactly where my head first went. And everything that, like what Bryce just said to me is the main solution here. Complete agreement. But like, if you think about someone walking into like a retail store, right? And they looking to buy a specific thing, right? Like, you know, they're looking, like in this case, your customer is looking to fix a specific thing, right? Like when I go to that retail store, there's still people that are telling me about the specific specials that that store is having to try to get me to sell more. And so a lot of times in our construction and service businesses, we don't think about our businesses this way. We don't think about our businesses in terms of like creating sales opportunities beyond the immediate need that the customer has. But if we're equipping our teams as they're going to homes to say like, hey, I noticed that you have a electric vehicle. Tell me about your car charger because we're offering this incredible special on this incredible new car charger, right? Or, hey, I noticed some of the other lighting in your home was, you know, a little dim or a little outdated or whatever it is. We have this brand new LED lighting equipment that will save you a lot of money. Like I don't know what those specifics are for electrician, like right now in this moment. But what I'm saying is, like in your team meeting, beginning to almost on a weekly basis, have a weekly offer or a weekly deal or weekly product or weekly service that you're trying to push. And as your team goes into those homes for those calls, you're just using that as an opportunity to promote that product or service, right? Like literally think of it as a retail store. And how people walk in, and every time I go into Gap, hey, we're having a 40% off sale on jeans today, right? Like think about it almost in those terms. And so you feel like there's a better way to do it. That's what you just said a moment ago, Jordan. I feel like that there's a better way to do it, and there is. And the distance between getting from where you're at now to the better way is literally just beginning to offer something. So it may be a little bit more low hanging fruit than you may think. And by just going in, like with plumbing companies, something I'm so big on with all plumbing companies is sell water softeners and conditioners. Because anytime someone has a plumbing need, you know, they can do the home safety inspection like Bryce is talking about. Part of that inspection is like a simple water test, right? We're testing for water quality and the hardness of water. And then it's just a really quick opportunity to say, hey, I don't know if you know this, but like, for example, in the city of Tulsa, there are ridiculous amounts of chlorine in our water. There's ridiculous amounts of, no, I shouldn't say ridiculous amounts, but there is like arsenic in our water. There's traces of manure in our water. And this is like common for cities. You can look at your city water report, and like if you go to look at this Tulsa City water report, you can see that they say this. Same thing for Omaha. I would bet every local community here has a water report where you can check in on this stuff. But the reason why I like it, the point is that the plumbers are going into the home with something specific to sell beyond the reason why they were called. And, you know, 7, 8 times out of 10, they're not selling that thing. And that's okay. You're not trying to sell it for the 7, 8 times out of 10, because when they sell it the 1 or 2 times out of 10, it's like a $6,000 sale. That's like, you know, $4,000 of gross profits, right? Like the equipment isn't that expensive for the company. And so absolutely agree with what Bryce is saying. And that's the main thing. You got to nail that home safety inspection. And something I like about Roger from Rogers Plumbing, he's a guy I talk about a lot, worked with him for a really long time, great success story here at Redmond Growth. Something that I love about what Roger did about the home safety inspection is he wouldn't say, hey, can I do a home safety inspection? No, okay. Here's how he would do it. Hey, part of our process is to do a home safety inspection of the core components of your plumbing system, of the core components of your electrical system, of the core components of your lighting, of whatever. It's not every day you have a licensed and trained certified electrician in your home. And while we're here, we just want to make sure that there's nothing else that you have to worry about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check these core components of your home. I'll let you know if there's anything else to get started. Then we'll take, or that needs attention. Then we'll take care of this issue for you today. It's an assumptive, like this is just part of our process. And then doing that, people feel like they're getting a better experience because they are. So then this whole value play comes in, right? This whole like, oh man, like, you know, I can call 11 other guys in town, 12 other guys in town, and they're going to come up and fix the issue. But the guys at, you know, JS Russell Electric, they come in and they take care of me. They look out for me, right? And so, Jordan, I think the distance from where you're at right now from where you want to be is very small. It's like literally just doing this home safety inspection. Thank you, Travis. He put one in the chat. And then it's just coming up with something to offer people. So sorry. I know I kind of derailed that whole conversation. I get passionate about sales opportunities.
Well, we could do a promotion on updating your smoke detectors, on adding USB outlets, or updating your LED lighting. Yeah.
Come up with, you just gave me 3. Come up with one more and try it for the next 4 weeks. Right? In your team meeting, guys, here's what I want to start pushing today. You know, you guys are on commission, right? Here's how you frame it to your team. Guys, I want to give you more opportunities to make more money. I want to give you guys opportunities to make higher commissions. This opportunity I'm giving you is literally just telling a customer about this. And it's so funny. You guys might feel weird about telling people about this, but you're going to have people who are going to buy it. And the only reason why they buy it versus why they wouldn't have before is because you told them about it. That's it. So the systems are all starting to work together. Alex, what's up, buddy?
And I want to encourage you, Jordan. Literally just yesterday, this exact thing happened to me. We moved into this new house. We had some guy come change the locks, and he was like, hey, while we're here, we're going to do a home safety inspection. And he was like, do you mind if we just make sure all your fire alarms and such are okay? And we're like, oh, yeah, sure. So he got up there on a ladder, and he came for to change locks out. But next thing you know, he's checking fire alarms and such, making sure we're all good. So, and it wasn't weird how he framed it. It was like, oh yeah, here, please help us. So,
dude, that's
not weird on a customer side either.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you shared that.
Smoke detectors are probably one of the easiest ones for us because they're manufactured for only 10 years, and very rarely do they get changed out every 10 years. So that's an easy one.
Yeah. I just want to kind of go back to almost the original thing here. Nobody should ever do any work without getting the work signed and agreed upon for price. That has to always happen before we perform the job. And also, like Alex was saying, it's not awkward to take 15 minutes or more to like diagnose a problem and come back with an estimate. I feel like sometimes technicians are like, oh, well, I don't want to, be wandering around their house. And it's like, all you do is set the expectation. Hey, I need 20 minutes here, gonna look around, give you a detailed diagnosis, and I'll come back to you with all of your options, price point. We'll pick which one works best, sign it, move forward. Like that's very normal. Just communicate what you're doing. But building your faith in your techs, having that training is really going to be key to getting them to do it.
Sweet.
What other questions do we have today?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Who was it that we talked a couple of weeks ago about updating our progress on their Dream 100? I think the HVAC contractor out in California. I don't think he's on the call today.
Yeah, I don't think so. That would have been
I hate to say that, I forget his name because his name always shows up as his company name. So I know what he does.
yeah.
Thoughts, questions you're running into, issues you're dealing with? customers you want to strangle, employees you want to strangle? Any? I saw head nods. Oh.
You know what? It's so funny, Taylor. I was literally about to call you out, bro. I was literally about to call you out. Man, okay.
I'm like, there's a
What's
reason
up?
to join this group. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So and just to let everyone know, like the way I see this group call is like if we're gonna be like if there's moments of silence, like myself and the coaches, we don't really care about that because this is your time. This is for your benefit. We've got about 30 other contractors on this call that, you know, can give you insight, can give you help into any area of your business. And so just, I want to almost reframe it to make sure that you're using this call for your benefit, however you may need. And we're just here to help, and so are the other 30 people here. So anyway, Taylor, what's up, buddy?
Cool. Well, it may be a smaller question, but it's something my wife's been working on. She's on this call too. So
Hi.
we're curious if anybody uses a certain app or anything to consolidate photos onto like one project. If you just use your iPhone and you add like different projects and keep all that, but it just ruins like a bunch of your storage. Or if you use an app that you just sign into like Company Cam or something like that, and you can just track all your photos that way. But basically, have you run anything that would be helpful for managing projects with photos for a long time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even money wise, like I feel like we spend a lot of money on like extra storage for Google and iPhone already. And then I downloaded Company Cam because like, oh, you can like, it seemed like a good little app. But then
I tried Company Cam.
Yeah, but then you pay a certain amount of money each month for that, and then it just seems like you're always paying for something. And like, how many things should we be paying for? And like, how can we make it? Yeah.
Hey, I got some great feedback, but let's go to Jennifer Riviera first.
Hey, sorry. We use Busy, and we really like that. So we just set it for one admin, and our subscription's like $111. And then everything gets uploaded in there. For a while, we were working with like a lot of property managers and owners out of state. Sorry, fussy baby. And you can send reports, and it'll even show like what the weather was that day. So like if you say do a crawl space inspection or something and you get a high moisture reading level, you can say, well, it's rained for the past 3 days, so kind of to be expected.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you can upload all the pictures and then it saves it, and then you can archive and everything. Your guys can clock in and out based on project, and it's also really nice to track how many hours you are on a project because you can easily go over and not realize it. Because we tried, like we built out Trello and things like that, and it just didn't work as well.
Awesome. Mr. KHS LLC.
Has anyone used Service Titan? Any experience with Service Titan?
We currently
I know a
use
lot of-
Service Titan.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go. I was like, there's got to be a lot of people that use Service Titan in here.
Yeah, we currently use Service Titan, and it saves the photos, if that's what we're asking, directly to each job. If you take the picture inside the app for us, it doesn't store on my phone. It goes directly to the office, so they see everything that you took pictures of. And we beat that drum, pictures before and after. And it works out really well for us. Well, that wasn't like that before you started. Well, here's how we found it. You know, this is a before picture. This is our after picture. And that has saved us more than a couple of times.
Okay.
Nice. And that's a really good segue to my question. Taylor, what are you guys using construction project management software of any kind?
We signed up for BuilderTrend.
Yeah, we signed up for BuilderTrend
And then we hated it and we want to give us our money back. And then Taylor's like, if we were on that group chat we wouldn't have had this mess because he saw in the group chat people said
Yeah,
it
a bunch of
sucked.
people have said like the same stuff that we've been having issues with. Like, oh, you need to hire someone full time just to manage the like process of it. So they do a lot of really cool things. It's only the two of us. So it's like we don't have half a day to just be uploading stuff the whole time when we're trying to get work done as well. So
Okay, so are you guys still with BuilderTrend? Because I use BuilderTrend and Power Builders, and we've really got it dialed in. And so you guys are stuck in the 12-month contract.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we go
And
to May. So yeah,
We
we
don't
have it.
use
so my goal would be to make it work for you guys, because that fee is not cheap. That's the only thing I don't like about BuilderTrend, is that it's kind of expensive. But we do like literally everything in it. And now we have the advantage of bringing a guy on our team who was really experienced in BuilderTrend for a number of years, who helped us get it going. But I myself had to just train myself in a lot of like the billing and invoicing kind of activities. And was able to get up to speed pretty quickly, because like what we do is we take a ton of photos too, but we upload them into daily logs on BuilderTrend. That's how we do it, is we just put the photo on the daily log. And we have like a system where, you know, whoever leaves at the end of the day updates the daily log with photos as a summary of just what work was completed for that day, or what challenges they ran into, or what progress that we made in that day, combined with photos. And then we started having our team leave photos of like the work site to show that it's like left clean, right? And so do you guys know how to use the daily logs in BuilderTrend?
We've kind of got all the training that they do, but like they jump you around so much that like you don't really get comfortable like using each thing. So like we've dabbled in it, but yeah, we haven't taken like the education like videos that they have and like researched it a bunch. Then they said that we could go to some conference that they have, but we didn't really want to like fly out.
Don't go to the conference. Do not go to the conference. Maybe the conference is good. I just do not think you guys need to spend that money to like learn a software platform.
Yeah.
And so I know that this is like kind of a big question, but what problems are you having with BuilderTrend? Like in what ways are you still not using it that you're maybe using Google Sheets or whatever other tools you may be using for? So we've got photos. You're not using it for photos. That's one thing, right? What are some of the other challenges or frustrations that you're having with it?
Yeah, we didn't really I've done all my estimates through QuickBooks like for years now, and like we have a pretty good process with that. And so all their new estimates, they want like set up a different way. So like just trying to learn how they process like each line item for an estimate, I feel like was different than ours. So I'm like, I don't really want to learn how to re-estimate things. Like it was taking me a lot longer to make an estimate. So that was kind of tough. And then yeah, I feel like I can do all the same things that I do for free with my notes in Google Drive, but I'm paying like $10,000 a year for it. So that was kind of a tough transition. So I'm like, do I really want to pay $10,000 forever now if I get all my stuff put into BuilderTrend? Then they own.
I totally get it. And we were talking in the group chat. It was Rodney. Rodney's on the call, right?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Rodney, are you still considering BuilderTrend? It looks like there's a lot of good conversation in the group chat about it that we saw earlier this week.
Yeah, I was a little bit further down the road with BuilderTrend, or at least the consideration of it, and it caused me to pause a little bit and do a little more due diligence on some other things. So I'm still in the due diligence period. So I haven't contracted or anything with anybody.
Okay. So, Taylor, first of all, I would encourage you to go back and read the conversation that we had on the WhatsApp earlier this week, because Rodney, he started the conversation by saying, yeah, hey, particularly home builders, anyone out there using BuilderTrend, what's your experience been? Pros, cons, recommendations. And then I think Rodney's using Company Cam too. right? Rodney uses company cam. And so there was a lot of great
Discarded,
feedback.
yeah.
Some other people are using co-construct and some other softwares. And so I think just reading through that will give you some insight into BuilderTrend. I do support like taking the time to learn the software. And I kind of have this philosophy after having gone through many different software iterations myself in Redmond Growth and in my construction business. I really believe that whenever we go into new software, that it's almost like learning a new language or learning a new skill. And in the beginning, it's extremely awkward and it's extremely frustrating because we have a set way of doing things that has honestly kind of worked for us up to that point. And it's so easy when we're ever facing like the difficulty of learning something new to go back and want to like stay back with the things that we were doing because they were working to a certain extent. However, in order to get the software to really work for you how you like it to, they're just always, with any software, there's always going to be this like month-long kind of frustrating process of learning the software. But if you can stick with it and really commit to it, you can get real benefits and advantages to the software. Because I went from a software called Noify, which was really great for finances, but it was not a good construction management software. It was too rigid in its scheduling and everything like that. And we've gone fully to BuilderTrend, and we do literally everything in BuilderTrend. The only thing that we don't do in BuilderTrend is I collect with QuickBooks. So I send a QuickBooks invoice to collect. Now BuilderTrend has BuilderTrend payments where you can collect through BuilderTrend. And I don't know why they do this. I don't know why. It's out of my control, but you have to use BuilderTrend or be a BuilderTrend user for at least 6 months before you can even add BuilderTrend payments to the software. But that's the only thing that we don't really use BuilderTrend for. And the biggest thing that I like about BuilderTrend, the main reason why we buy it, is because of the customer portals. We have BuilderTrend customer portals as one of our unique value propositions on our one sheet. We don't say BuilderTrend customer portals. What we say is have access to your remodel 24/7 through your own personal customer profile, a portal. In that portal, like we onboard customers too. Like we train them how to use the software, where they can approve change orders. They can access the daily logs to always see what was done any day. They can make new requests for change orders, right? Just basically the entire project is just managed for them in one place. They can access the schedule at any time. Like there's all these benefits to the customer portal that we use as like a unique value proposition statement to say, hey, here's how we stand out from our competitors, right? And so I think that's my 2 cents is that, and what I'm also trying to get at is I think I might be able to, and especially if other people were interested, I think I might be able to do a little workshop where some members of my team would like walk you guys through how to do this stuff. That's why I'm trying to better understand, hey, what is it? What kind of things are we having a frustrating time with? Because the way that we do estimates is we had to customize our like estimating, but we ended up building estimating templates. And estimating, even for like larger projects, like for $40,000 plus projects, like we're able to do in like 30 minutes, like create a full estimate for it. And it's because we like custom built our own estimate templates to reflect our cost plus billing and pricing model. And so I think I kind of jumping around the board. I think there's maybe room, and I think I could help you guys specifically learn the software. But the biggest thing I'm trying to communicate now is just that there's got to be it isn't fun. It isn't comfortable. It is awkward. But if you just commit to like a learning process of some kind, then you can really reap the benefits of the software. But I want to go to Luke. Luke, I'm really curious what you have to say, buddy.
Yeah, I wanted to weigh in on like the management portion. We're a GC. We don't use BuilderTrend. I don't have experience with it. We use Job Nimbus, but from what I've heard, it's very similar. And a lot of the stuff Robert's saying, it just takes a lot of time to get it set up initially. But once you have it set up, it really does work for you. And I can't relate to like I saw that in the group chat as well. It takes like a full-time guy to manage it. But what we do is we have each one of our salesmen in charge of their contacts. So they're building out the profile for each contact. They manage it, and then we can go in at any point. And we have automation set up. So if we switch it to job sign, pull permit, then I get a notification. I can go in, get everything, review the job. If I switch it to, once I'm done, I switch it to schedule crews, order materials. My business partner gets a notification. So you can like set it all up, and then it kind of works for you. The initial management is tough, but we just kind of set it out to the sales guys. You build out those profiles, and then we can kind of do what we need from there. But it really is the management. And I don't know about BuilderTrend, but Job Nimbus, they've been improving a lot, and they started adding in training even specific to just sales guys. They'll have like full step-by-step walkthroughs with videos, you name it. So maybe look in, see if they have something tailored to a sales guy or a project manager, and it just cuts out all the fat that only we would need to know and gives them exactly what they need. It's helped a lot. That's really all I have. But yeah, as far as the management goes, pass it on to somebody else if you can.
That's great feedback, Luke. And that is truly the main feedback we give as well, is any CRM, any tool or software that you sign up with, know that the investment is not just financial, it has to be time as well. So use those resources as much as you can. I think for the current situation you guys are in, being able to consolidate services and resources and have it all run through that one thing. What I've kind of come to or started to come to, and other coaches and Robert, you guys can, correct me here as well. For service companies, what we tend to say as far as software is concerned is House Call Pro and then Service Titan. You can kind of start with House Call Pro. It's a little bit cheaper, offers most of what you need, and then Service Titan costs more, but has a little bit more features. On the construction side, kind of what I've seen as a trend has been something like Jobber and then BuilderTrend. So Jobber first and then BuilderTrend. It's a little bit simpler to kind of what you guys were saying, but I wouldn't say at this point to switch because you're invested there. Make the most of the investment is, I think, the general feedback you get, and it can do what you're asking about too with the photos, like Robert was saying, by putting in the daily logs. So yeah, great question though. Great comment.
Yeah, I think with the photos, I think you'd still have to take it with your phone, and I think it would initially, take up space on your phone. However, you could delete photos right after you upload it to the platform, so that it's not continuously taking up more and more storage. I also am a guy that I've gone through storage problems on my main desktop for work and on my phone. And I always just spend nowadays a few extra $100 to maximize my storage. My iPhone went kaput a couple weeks ago. And, I used to just get whatever the kind of basic version was, but now I will only buy something with 512 gigs, and the iPhone Pro Max or whatever it is. And so just because I hated, it started to become a real challenge, even when I was trying to record ads with my team, to have to play this game of freeing up storage space and all of that. And so sometimes paying a little bit of extra for that storage space just makes life and running your business a whole lot easier too. And that's not necessarily such a bad thing. I know we're trying to minimize costs however we can. I just think that can streamline the process quite a bit and reduce friction in your workplace. So
yeah, cool. Thank you. That's helpful. I think it wasn't even just the cost. It was more of just sometimes you need to find a photo from a project that was a long time ago, and it's hard to figure out how to make it just simple and easy, and you can just quickly find the photo and show a customer, oh, we did this on a project a while ago or whatever. So that's the storage is a part of it too, because it's oh, you're paying for extra Google storage on your Gmail and your phone, all that stuff. But yeah, so thank you for.
Yeah, and again, I think using the software and uploading the daily logs would make that problem of finding photos from a while ago a lot easier. But even if on your Google Drive, if you created like individual customer folders, do you guys create individual customer folders? And then maybe having just a photos folder, you know, where you're uploading those photos folder, like can be like a, you know, solution that you can implement, you know, today. And so yeah, what I'd like to know is, and if we need to handle in the group chat, is I would love to know specifically with BuilderTrend what other problems people are wanting to solve or what they have a hard time with, because I think we could use a lot of what we've done in our BuilderTrend and just like literally implement the same thing in other businesses. Like I think we could take a lot of the templates that we've built, and I personally have built like a lot of BuilderTrend checklist myself of like how to add POs, how to mark POs as paid, right? Like these kind of things. I have a lot of checklists. I just don't always know what people need. And so Taylor, if there was like a list of specific things, you're like, hey, I would love to use BuilderTrend to, you know, do all our scheduling. I'd love to know how to set up the customer profiles, how to do the daily logs, how to like add purchase orders, all these different things. Like if I knew a list of topics, I think we could probably, and even if it's just you, I'd love to get as many other clients there that would benefit that. Maybe Rodney, that'd be a good thing for you to check out too. But I think we could do a training with my team. I'd bring on our construction manager, who's like literally a BuilderTrend whiz. BuilderTrend has sent us 2 emails where they're like, we're amazed how like quickly you've gotten on the software and are using it. And it's really because we've had a team member that really knows it. I think it could help you guys too.
Yeah, I think templates would help a bunch, but they're having us do it per project. And I feel like I'm just spending forever, like just making, schedules, stuff like that. And then if anything changes, I have to go in and change like everything on those schedules too. So it seemed like a lot. I don't have the templates down. So maybe, if they worked on the template first and then I can just go through and delete things that don't apply to certain jobs, that would be way more helpful. But it just seemed like it's a lot of work to set up a project. And that's what was killing me at first.
Yeah, I think we can help make that process quite a bit easier. And so, yeah, let's either talk directly or on the chat, on the group chat, or, even send me an email. I'd want to talk directly on the group chat just so that other people who may not be here right now can kind of see what we're talking about and what's going on. But would love to know, hey, how to set up a project without taking forever, how to adjust the schedule without having to change everything on the schedule when you're only making a minor adjustment, right? We have the photos thing. So those are 3 specific things I've heard from you today, and we have the invoicing, right? So that's 4 specific things I've heard for you today. I think we could help with all those areas.
Nice. All righty, guys. Well, that's the time we got for today. I know you all are busy and needing to get out to other things, but just like we were talking about there at the end, if you had stuff that you wanted to talk about but didn't have time to today, always offer or an option next week, but also you can put that in the group chat, the WhatsApp, and work through things there as well. But we'll go ahead and wrap things, get you all sent on your merry way. So we'll end it how we always do. If everyone wants to unmute their mics,
there you go,
growth on 3, and get out of here. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Grow!
Grow!
Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Have a great week.
Thank you.